What's up? It's Jobringus, your favorite inefficient reg, doing some fishing. I'm actually playing on the new official client. I think this is the first video where I've done that. I'm pretty sure last time I was still on the legacy Java client. A little bit of me thinks this client runs more intensively. It's like the same as the mobile client. There's certain things about it that are, I don't know, quality of life. It has a built-in XP tracker and loot tracker. But most of the features I don't care so much for. Like this highlighting doesn't really matter that much to me. But anyway, I'm about to hit 90 fishing in the next 5 minutes or so, which is pretty exciting. It's taken me a while to get there. Last update video was exactly a month ago, I think. It's currently the evening of September 16th. And the biggest thing that I was working on before was smithing. Rune bars were really cheap, and I took a lot of time to, well, first off, I finished grinding 99, but I've gotten a substantial bit of post-99 smithing experience, about 2.5 million worth, which constituted quite a bit of money. I was mostly alking rune two-handers, but at some point I was also selling to the world, just people in world 308, because in a lot of situations, the profit you'll make versus selling your items and smithing more versus alking them yourself, it'll be pretty similar GP per hour for the time spent alking or the time spent smithing. But at some point prices got so extreme that it was like, okay, I just have to sell these because it's worth it for me to spend more time smithing, because it's just so profitable to do so. I mean, runite bars bottomed out at like 12.1k, which is insane, and they were 12.2k for a long time, which is still extremely low. I mean, 12.4 is considered a good price to, do rune two-hander smithing, and I was buying them primarily between like 12.2 and 12.3k for the majority of this XP. And it's not so tough to do. When I did alk myself, I would actually go and train woodcutting a bit. I have, again, maybe about 100,000 woodcutting experience. I would pretty much just I would sit next to sometimes World 301 U's, but usually World 301 Draenor Willows, and just wait for forestry events and participate in those when they came up. What can you do? It's really good XP. I think the equivalent XP you get doing that is something like 120k an hour, maybe. I forget. I did a little bit of timing, and realistically what would happen is I would get like 30-40k woodcutting experience an hour, and then more like 900 to 1,000 alks rather than like 1,200. So pretty good, pretty good. I think I also might have finished up a mining level. This was really close to the ding before. I probably finished it off on shooting stars. If anything, I would do some here and there for AFKing. And I earned 2 defense levels as well in the midst of that. And I don't know if I earned much crafting experience. I might have earned a little bit, but I definitely banked some crafting experience, which I'll get to in a little bit. And then 2 magic levels, mostly just from the alking of all the things I smithed. The defense levels were earned at flesh crawlers, and that's where I'm probably going to go next after this. Maybe I'll do something in between, but in all likelihood, that's where I'm going to go next. I would like to work on 90 rune crafting sometime, but it sort of bothers me that I don't quite have enough what are they called, bone fragments banked for 90. I would be somewhere right around maybe like the beginning of level 89 with the amount of bone fragments I've banked right now. And I could technically buy some on the GE, but they're so sparsely traded and the price fluctuates a ton that I don't really enjoy doing that. Like, I'll do it if I have to, but I'd rather earn them myself, especially since, in the meantime, I still have melee skills to train. And if I don't go for that, then I'll probably do some range training. I think what I'm actually more likely going to do is keep AFKing melees until I get the bone fragments for rune crafting, So if I ever feel like it, I can just, knock it out. Again, it's kind of like silly of me to do this, just sort of a personal preference bias kind of thing, because I don't it's really unlikely that I'm going to do all of like 80 to 90 rune crafting in one shot. That's a lot of rune crafting. That's like 100 hours of rune crafting almost. No, I think it might be more than 100 hours of rune crafting with the rates that I expect to get. So that's not likely to happen, especially since I, usually mix it up between something AFK and not AFK. I think this fish will give me 90 fishing. Hooray. So that's cool. 90 fishing. I guess I'll stay here for now. I'll fill up one more inventory, and then I'll go to the bank, and I'll kind of show what the bank tab looks like. I've got a lot of money right now, partly because I made several million from all the smithing I did, but partly I had thought about this in the past, and I decided to make the executive decision. I had an old main with admittedly kind of embarrassingly low stats, worse than I remembered. Only like 1600 total level, and this was P to play total level, and like, I don't know, 45 million XP. Not very good. But I had a bunch of money on it because my favorite thing to do is just flipping at the Grand Exchange. So I had earned a lot of money in order to spend on some buyables. And I think in total, the items I had might have been something like 80 mil between gold and items. So I liquidated that and I transferred it over to Jobringus. I don't really intend to use like alts to keep funding it at all, but I figured, you know what, I don't think I'm ever going to revisit this account. And it's making my brain melt to just smith rune two-handers for a couple hours every night, and I don't want to keep doing it. So that was pretty big, because that means my bank stack went from something like 60 mil to like 140 mil, which is pretty huge, considering rune crafting is going to have some incidental costs, but again, it's mostly the bone fragments, a lot of which I'll earn myself. Really, the money's all going towards prayer. Crafting is close to 0 GP. In fact, I'm slowly buying emeralds at a low price. Maybe I should be slowly buying rubies instead, but whatever, I chose emeralds. I realize it's not even like that many emeralds to bank 99 crafting, so I'm just going to sit on those. And if prices ever fluctuate, maybe I'll sell the emeralds, I'll buy rubies. If diamonds ever crash again, maybe I'll buy those. Doesn't matter too much to me. Crafting is fast and AFK no matter what gems you're using. So that basically means that it puts a big dent in... Did I drop fish? Did I turn my brain off and drop fish when I said I wasn't supposed to? I think I just did. So it puts a big dent in the amount of XP I need. Well, okay, I guess I'll just head to the bank now anyway. Brought this armor in case I wanted to go towards flesh crawlers. But rune crafting, I've earned a little bit of XP. There was an update recently, I'm pretty sure after I posted my most recent video, that was kind of just like a ninja update to random events, where now most of them, I say most of them, a lot of them, especially the ones that give costumes, and then some of the others, I think maybe Beekeeper doesn't, but like Party Pete can give you a random lamp, an XP lamp. Most of the other costume ones will give you an XP lamp. Let's see, I don't need this stuff anymore. And then mystery boxes can give you an XP lamp, and I'll open these eventually. I'm gonna save them for a rainy day. I don't know when I'll actually get around to opening them. Drop rate for stale baguette is 1 in 256, so I would like to get 256 and hope for the best, but I accumulate them slowly, so realistically I'll open them before then. Okay, so the bank. So let's take a look at what I've got. Money. I guess this is worth something. I guess this is worth... I'm not going to sell the body runes. I'm just going to keep them as a little memento. Spent a lot of money on vile ashes and big bones. And I'll put the body runes away. I'll bring up the law runes though. That's worth something. I think this is mostly junk. I think the rest is mostly junk. I don't think I have anything. These addy arrows are worth not zero, but it's not very interesting. So the bank is largely concentrated in a small number of items. I mean, I guess here's my 99 cooking supplies, which I think barely even are worth anything. These energy potions are worth something. They'll be useful. Sure, let's just pull out everything that vaguely looks like supplies. These willow logs I'll sell eventually. So this all 93 mil, and the real money is the vile ashes. That's like almost half of it. So yeah, 15 mil plus another 41 mil plus another 14 mil. That's a lot of money, and this is not quite enough for 90 prayer, but it gets me sort of close. And big bones have fallen in price more recently, so I do think I'll end up switching back to using big bones while fire making. I'll do berry fire making rather than scatter fire making. It doesn't make like a huge difference in the scheme of things. And then I've got a bunch of money. Okay, I guess I'm trying to buy some vile ashes. Nobody snipe me, okay? It's fine. I'll probably change this to some other supply later. Emeralds, so 28 mil in here, 50 mil in here, and 17 mil in here. So that adds up to, that makes like 140. This makes like 100, almost 170, and this gets me so like 185-ish mil, especially some of the stuff I'm not actually going to like sell. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends what I mean by sell. Like this is 99 cooking banked. This is 99 fire making banked, and it's incredibly cheap. This is for fun. This is whatever for fun. I'll sell it eventually. This will be useful for rune crafting. This many energy potions should last me, I think, for 90 rune crafting. It could come close, but it's about 1 dose per lap, if I remember. I get into a rhythm after a bit, but yeah, this should like last me. It'll be all right. And then yeah, pure essence. I don't know what that's counted at. 2 GP maybe. So a lot of these supplies, they're like ready to go. This is enough essence for 99, probably more than enough. Feathers, this is more than enough feathers for 99. I've gotten a handful from maze randoms. I think I only need like 130k or something for 99, or 140. I don't know. I've got a bunch of extra feathers. And then prayer, that's the big slog. So that's kind of how the bank looks. And oh yeah. So we have 16 point. We could round this up to like 17,000 bone fragments, and I think I need close to 20,000, about 3.3 mil. Yeah, I need like 18,500 should be like a pretty comfortable amount. I'll get a little more rune crafting XP from lamps here and there. So if I could get another like 1,500-ish, 1,600 bone fragments, that would be pretty cool. And that's probably what I'm just gonna go do. Just in case something crazy happens, there's no need risking that many nature runes. I'll never use like this many anyway. Chisel, and then I guess I have that strength potion, huh? And then probably like, I could probably bring like 9. And then this should be good. 1 slot for coins, 1 slot for shards. It'll cut it a little close. I'll take 1 less strength potion. So this is kind of how I usually spec out my inventory. I would teleport there myself, but I'm so close that I'll run. And time to AFK more defense. Pretty close to 87 hit points. And in fact, I'm also really close to 500 EHP, so I'm hoping to knock that out in the next week or two, and get the second stripe in the clan. It's been a long time coming. I think I'm at like 486 HP right now, maybe 487, depends how it rounds off. So pretty excited to finally get to 500. I don't even remember how many defense levels I need to get there. And the reason I'm going for defense rather than attack, I mean, like if I were actually deficient, which I'm not, I'm inefficient, that's the point, you know, I would just go strength all the way. And it's like there would be some DPS increase to going for attack rather than defense, but I think the increase in accuracy is going to be so marginal versus flesh crawlers. I think I'll actually get more out of it if I become slightly tankier versus them, and then I can bring less food, more strength potions, and just stay here longer. Is anyone even in here right now? Guess not. Okay, great. Wow, very convenient. So let's see. I've done the math at some point on like how many XP it is per shard. Let's see. I think it was a 1 in 33 drop rate. So for every, is that right? Is it 1 in 33? Is it 1 in 30? Let me look this up. It is a 1 in 33. So it's like a 1 in 11. Okay, uncut sapphire, sure. So it's like a 1 in 11 chance of getting a single fragment. I mean, like amortized. There's probably some better way to do that. I guess if I kill like 33 flesh crawlers, and that's 3,300 XP, and I'll expect to get 100. No, lost my train of thought. 3,300 flesh crawlers. I'll expect to get 300 shards. I need about 1,500, so about 16,500 flesh crawlers, and they're 100 XP each. So that's unless I'm off by a factor of 10, that should be about 1.65 million XP. So that'll get me to like 80. I want to say 7 defense, and probably just 88 hit points. I don't think I'll go beyond 88 with that, but I'll be like maybe halfway to 89. Not so bad. Yeah, this next level is going to be like 400k XP, so less than halfway, but a fraction, quarter of the way. So, you know, that's where I'm going to likely find myself the next one. Oh yeah, I didn't drink the strength potion. Did I? No, I forgot. Okay. The strength potion does make a bit of a difference. Again, because these things have low HP, it doesn't make like a huge difference because your DPS kind of gets capped by the fact that, you know, when it's on low HP, you can only hit so hard. But I'm pretty sure it still is worth it bringing them. Strength potions are also so incredibly cheap. I'm pretty sure these things are like 400 GP. I'm wrong. Wow, 156 GP. I probably like overpaid to insta-buy them, but like 200 each. I mean, that's just nothing. So they're so cheap to bring. And with this many, this is what, 8 full doses plus a little extra. So that's 320. So that's over 5 hours down here. With this extra, that's basically 6 hours down here. So it's something where like I could spend a whole day playing here, just AFKing on the side and not have to come up to bank. And at this hit points and defense level, this is probably enough swordfish to last me too. I guess I could be using pizzas or maybe apple pies because I think they heal a little more in total, but it's not like a big deal to me. Anchovy pizza is how much? 9 per half. Yeah, so that's an improvement. And how much are apple pies? They are 14 total. Okay, so wouldn't bother with that. But it's pretty low touch down here, pretty low touch. I wish that I could figure out, maybe it's not possible on this client. I mean, RuneLight lets you do like anything, so maybe I should use RuneLight, go for easy mode cheat client. Just to highlight, do loot highlighting for the lower halves. It'll loot highlight uncut gems for me because they're above some value threshold, but these lower, whatever they're called, lower scepter paths, bottom of scepter, their value is like 1 coin, so they just won't show up. And I'm not like crafty enough to figure out how to do it. And maybe it's not possible in the official new client. So if anyone knows, I would appreciate the help. But anyways, yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna be down here till I get these fragments, which hopefully won't take me super long. I mean, the hours here are not so fast XP, but it's easy to pass a lot of them, that's for certain. And then after that, so I'm probably gonna go to Ogresses. Either I'm gonna just do some rune crafting, or I'm gonna go to Ogresses and get a little bit of ranged XP. Maybe I'll even range down here. There's just something in my head. I would kind of want to get 14k XP in ranged in melee, or in ranged in prayer, which I could obviously do, just scatterberry for 15 minutes or 10 minutes and come down here and range for half an hour or whatever. But I think it would look nice to have 2 million XP in every skill. I went and got attack up to 2 million. Rune crafting passed it with the lamps. So anyways, I don't know. I don't know if I'm still on pace to get base 90s by the end of the year. Mining is going to be a tough one. I'm realizing that that's definitely a bigger slog than I'm excited for, but I'll try and muster the strength. There's a good possibility that I end up doing mining after all the other skills, especially now that I've got all this money to spend on prayer. Like I said, I have almost 80 prayer banked, so I can just do that when I want to do it, and I still have a lot of cash left over for other things like smithing for extra money if I need it. I don't need like a whole terrible amount more money anymore, and so I'll kind of like slow buy supplies at low prices and slow buy alkables at a big discount. Every once in a while those items get dumped. But the combats, again, even though it's a lot of hours, they're easy to pass out. So hopefully I get this chunk of defense knocked out. I don't know if I'll just keep powering through and go for 90 defense anyway. Probably not. But I think I'm going to be in some kind of combat world for the foreseeable future. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.